everyone and welcome back to Fallout Wasteland Warfare, and we're ready to start the settlement mode proper today after the survivors secured the buildings that they're turning into the settlement of New Hope. I give you two choices for which mission they would go on next, Quest 4 or Quest 8. Quest 8 won in the comments quite handily, which kind of surprised me honestly. So today we are doing the mission Help, but we do have to start with the settlement phase first. But this is just a sneak peek of the table that we're going to be playing on today. And apologies for forgetting to draw any event cards last time, but we will be doing that this time. So without further ado, we'll do the settlement mode stuff first. Then we'll go over what Quest 8 actually is, although you can see hints of it here right now. And then the team that's taking it on. And then after this video again, we'll be rolling a D12. We'll not be counting result 8 anymore because we've done it, but I'll have two choices of quest for you once again. So this is the official settlement sheet. It's a free PDF on Modiphius's website if you want to print it out. Written that it's New Hope here, and the way they want you to do it is to do a box, like fill in the box if you build something and then just tick it when you've remembered to use it. That's very tedious, so instead I'm just ticking boxes. When you build a settlement, you start with 2 generators by default, which provide a total of 6 power. These are all other things you can build, but you don't start with them. And then on the opposite side here, you start with 1 listening post, and then you also start with 15 build space, and let's see, what's the other 2 parts? Oh, there we go. 1 stores and 1 maintenance shed. So in step 3, stores let you take 1 item card or 2 boosts into the next battle, which is going to be the frag grenade we have from last time. And then the maintenance shed, after battle, because there's items strewn around the battlefield, you can retain 1 of those cards or 2 boost for each maintenance shed, and then those carry over. And then based on the stores, you might have to discard some stuff. You're supposed to sell things you don't use. I'm not sure where you get the value for those, but either way. So the setup was that the Sole Survivor loner was escorting these people to get them to New Hope, and was presumably being paid for that, but then decided to make a go of it with them and settle down. So although we technically don't have any caps yet, we're still going to do a listening post play instead of him accepting his payment, as him going to be scouting around the area. So in this phase, you can pay 50 caps to draw and resolve 1 Explore card. It can be used multiple times each settlement phase, but you have to pay the cost for each one. And I have the settlement rules here as well, just a reminder of how it works. You're in the build phase, that's what we're in now. You would purchase structures and perks. We don't have any caps, so we can't do that. We're in the draw phase now. We're not going to draw any cards, but we are going to do an Explore card. And then you choose the cards to retain based on your sheds, and then you go play a match. Simple as that. So we're going to draw on, this isn't all the Explore cards, I just grabbed a bunch and shuffled them. So let's resolve this. Normally this would cost 50 caps. Gun for hire. This cards appear evidence of this. I've learned to read, I promise. The scars appear evidence of the action this mercenary has survived. That's not a very well written sentence, to be fair. Pay 30 caps and this mercenary will help you in the next battle. Consequence, resolve this attack on any 1 model of your choice. Unfortunately, I have no more funds, so we can't do that. So you don't just need the 50 for doing the listening post, you also need a bit of extra cash, potentially, depending on what you draw. Alright. Quest 8, titled Help. The win condition is 200 caps, the loss condition is 120 caps for the settlement. There is an additional reward, however, and the potentiality for someone to join the settlement. The quest overview. Help. A pretty blunt request for assistance is heard on your Pip-Boy radio. It's coming from a local station overrun with super mutants. It sounds like they have an enslaved tech working the station's equipment for them that needs saving. If you help them out, they might even be willing to join your settlement. So I have presumably just edited in a brief overview of the quest we're actually here to do, and this is the team from New Hope that is taking it on. Sole Survivor loner, taking the lead again, 10mm pistol, hunting rifle and machete. Dogmeat Scout, who I was accidentally using the old unnerfed card for. I knew that normal Dogmeat got nerfed, did not know that Dogmeat Scout was nerfed as well, and I did actually have a copy of the card, I just didn't spot the different stat. So he's 1 worse at landing hits now, and 1 less health. Then we have our Settler with bolt action pipe rifle, and the Scavenger with the bolt action pipe pistol and frag grenade that he's bringing from the maintenance shed buff. And of course, from last time we have our Mr. Handy, who is a special one. He's using the Codsworth stat card There was a few different names suggested. The one that got the most upvotes was to call him either Alfred or Pennyworth. Alfred Pennyworth obviously being Batman's butler, and I'm a massive Batman fan, as you probably know. So because it's Codsworth at its soul, with its stat card, we're going with Pennyworth. Codsworth, Pennyworth. So this is Pennyworth. He is now loyal to New Hope, and he is here with his Mr. Handy Flamer and Mr. Handy Buzzsaw. And their goal here is to save the free tech, but I'll quickly go over the enemy forces first and some special rules governing that. But the spawn area for our team here is yellow in from any board edge. So there's already an overview of what the enemy forces look like, but specifically we have the enslaved tech here who has a combat shotgun, and he needs to be rescued. The way rescue works is if both super mutants die, he will turncoat and be an ally, because the dogs, they'll try and stop him, but he doesn't care. So if the two super mutants die, he will immediately turn. If the lone survivor, sole survivor loner, gets within his aura range, which is black, although he only has charisma 3, if he passes a charisma test to convince him that, hey, you'll get out of this alive, trust me, he'll immediately turncoat then as well, which might be a bad thing because he'll be marked as an enemy, and he'll be closest to enemy, depending. Also, he wants to be rescued, so he's not going to try too hard to kill anybody, but at the same time he can't let the super mutants know that he wants rescued. So he will still shoot a maximum of once per turn with his combat shotgun if he is able. He will be aiming to miss, however, so if he rolls a crit fail, or a fail plus quick action, which is like the X or the X plus the cog, that means he's accidentally it's like Bart shooting a bird in The Simpsons, and he deliberately tries to miss, but then he overcorrects for a misaligned sight. So if he gets a crit fail on his chance to hit, he's actually hit. Anything else will be considered him succeeding in missing on purpose. So he has to make it look like he's helping until one of those two conditions is met. Super mutants die, or a charisma check is passed by the... Well, I guess technically any humanoid, so if the scavenger or the settler also do it, I think their charisma might be better, but it's more dangerous for them to get in close because they're not as tanky. Other special rules, we'll be drawing event cards from turn 2 onwards as per, and at the end of turn 4, if the battle hasn't concluded by then, super mutant reinforces will arrive in yellow from this edge, specifically this edge. I think that about covers it, so we'll get the survivors set up and go into round 1. So we are set up and good to go, but just to cover where people deployed, and also I forgot to go over the specifics of what the super mutants are equipped with. The mutant hounds obviously just have mutant hound bite. This super mutant has a bolt action pipe rifle, same as the settler, and the brute has a sledgehammer. That is it. So deployed in from yellow sides. Also both teams have 5 miniatures each, but the survivors are going to get priority because this is them kind of sneaking in. They're waiting for some of the super mutants to leave, so they've got the element of surprise and will be going first. Codsworth doesn't get super armor because he doesn't have survivor in his card, and by Codsworth I mean Pennyworth. But the settler and the scavenger, they're both down here. The sole survivor loner and his faithful dog, though, are coming in from this side because they're outside of range black, and that means that his lone survivor perk kicks in, which gives him +1 of each armor type, +2 health, and I think a yellow die on attacks, just to make it a little bit easier for him. But that will change as soon as either one of the people down here within range, or if the enslaved tech turncoats and changes to their side. So with that, we are finally ready. I apologise for front loading the video quite a bit, but that's also partly the nature of these when there's a storyline to follow. Either way, let's try and save that free tech, or enslaved tech, and make him a free tech if it all goes well. If he dies, we take the loss. So the sole survivor loner got the game started. He shifted sideways a little bit such that he could see the brute clearly there without the cover getting in his way, but also he's outside of the massive blue charge range of the brute. So then if we come around here, he's going to shoot his hunting rifle at him, and the perk I was talking about does indeed give him a bonus yellow, but he is in close range for the hunting rifle, which is range... Oh, sorry, no, it's range green for the charge radius. It's range blue for short range on the hunting rifle, which is 2 yellow dice normally, so there's technically a third one. Don't have one handy, I'll just reroll one of these. So he's going to try and shoot him, and he needs a 5 or less. The die fell out of here, but that's okay. So a 7 actually does become a 5, and then we'll roll the extra yellow die he's supposed to have. So it breaks 1 armor as well. Brutes have 2 physical armor, so he's down to 1 physical armor, which he did not block, so he takes the full damage of 2. 2 physical damage to the brute, who has a massive 8 HP. But first blood. So we're still deciding by random which AI activates, and then rolling on the AI card. The super mutant with the bolt action pipe rifle activated. He was up there on the rock. He wants to do objective related things. They're assuming that the humans are here to rescue the other humans, so they just want to kind of defend him. They don't know that he wants saved. So he moved down to the cover here, and now he's going to take a shot with his bolt action rifle at Pennyworth, who does get cover though from that rock obscuring just over 50% of his base, I would say. So at that range, it's just the black die thrown in with a skill die. His skill to shoot is 4, which means it's down to a 2. Let's see what he gets. And he got a 9, so in no way, shape or form, even without cover, whoops, would that have been a hit. So he is done. So the survivors activated Pennyworth next, who's none too pleased about getting shot at. So he moved up, and then his flamer is range red, which as you can see, the super mutant is within, and it does I think it does orange radius around him. It's not going to catch anyone else. So if we just pull back and come to the box, it is purely the skill die, plus a blue die that might set the super mutant on fire. And his skill is 6 or less. And he got a crit. Oops, that was a crit. Now, does the bottle cap do anything with the flamer? Yes, it breaks his armor. How much armor does the super mutant have? He has 1, so he's down to none. So he just takes 2 damage. Sadly not on fire. Would have had to have been a star to be on fire. But 2 damage, and he has 6 health, so 4 remaining. The mutant hound in the centre of the map activated next, and he wants to aggressively attack because that's basically all they want. And he was within blue to just charge into Codsworth, so he has charged. His other action is to use his mutant hound bite, which is remarkably similar to dog meets dog bite. The green die is the charge bonus, everything else is as normal, and he needs a 6 or less. Well, he got an insta-fail, so it doesn't matter what else he would have had, because it would have came down by 4. Yeah, but he failed. But he is locked in combat with, did I say Codsworth? That's going to take some getting used to, with Pennyworth. Next up for the survivors was the settler. She's moving up to the rock there to keep that cover, and she's using her bolt action, her pipe rifle, yes that's the one, to shoot at the super mutant who is behind cover and just outside of medium range, or normal range. So she's shooting at long range, so it's just 1 black die plus a skill die, normally needing a 6 or less, but the cover's going to bring that down to a 4 or less. And she got it with a 1 and also a quick action. Can she? I'm going to have to come over. I was in the right place and I had the numbers memorized, so I wouldn't have to check anything. But what can she do with a quick action? She can do a prepare, so that's what she'll do with a quick action, but she did also hit. The super mutant gets his full armor bonus though of 1. And he does block 1 of the damage, but he still takes 1 because the pipe rifle does 2 base? Yeah, 2 base, so he took 1 more damage. The super mutant brute with the sledgehammer activated next, and he wanted to attack cautiously, but at the same time, he's a hulking brute with a giant sledgehammer and 8 HP, so there's only so far as he needs to be cautious. He moved ever so slightly and then initiated a charge into the sole survivor, because that's what he does, he's got no ranged. He's taking a green die for his charge action, but obviously he's used both his actions this turn, so he doesn't get to use it until next turn. But he's going to be swinging hard, and Dogmeat can't kill him, so he's probably going to get the opportunity, which is very scary. Well, speaking of Dogmeat, it's time for the Dogmeat special. He initiated a charge as his first action, and now he is biting the super mutant brute. So, lots of dice. We've got the Dogmeat base of yellow, blue, white, black, oh, and a green, sorry. The black is the charge bonus he's taking, and an extra green as well for outnumbering the brute, because the sole survivor is also engaged, and he's no longer hitting on 7s or less, it's down to 6s with his nerf stats. What a shame. He got a 1. Well, a crit, but he doesn't generate crits, but it counts as a 1. Breaks 1 armor, would have been down by a further 3. Does his dog bite do anything on that? What is that? It's a bottle or a star. Yes, it gives him a quick action and removes ready actions, but the brute doesn't have a ready action. So he has a quick action, and he prepares, what I was looking for. He'll prepare, I guess, because I think those carry between turns, I'm not 100% sure. Either way though, he breaks 1 armor and is doing 1 extra damage, so that's 3 damage coming in against the brute's reduced armor. He has 2 normally, so it's down to 1, he can only block 1 damage of it, which he does not, so the full damage goes through, base damage 2, plus that 1, he just did 3, putting him at 5 of his 8 health. That was pretty good. So of the two activations left for the super mutants, it was the enslaved tech who once rescued that activated, and he wants to do objective stuff. So we're going to change how he's been or going to react because of that. He moved, and the brute and the sole survivor are closest. The objective is he wants to be saved, so he'd go to the closest ally or potential ally. Now here's the interesting thing though. He could shoot into the melee combats like claiming, oh, I'm just trying to help the super mutant, and have a 50-50 chance of hitting either the sole survivor or the super mutant, or not even a 50-50 chance actually, because I forgot Dogmeat is in the combat as well, so he'd have numbers on the die issued to him as well. But my point is, if he's willing to shoot at the super mutant, he's within range red, which adds 2 black dice to his shotgun, and he's not a stupid man. Enslaved techs / free techs are 8 int, so he's going to test int, and if he gets an 8 or under, he's going to shotgun the brute. It still might hit the sole survivor or Dogmeat, but he's going to shotgun the brute because he sees an opportunity. Unless his fear gives in to, or he gives in to his fear. Let's see. Unfortunately, he gave in to his fear. Now that means he wants to make it look like he's helping, so he's going to shoot at the sole survivor. He's out of medium range, so he's rolling literally just the skill die. Nothing else gets thrown in for the shotgun at longish range. Actually, can the shotgun even fire beyond range red? Where's the card? Yeah, it can. It can have range blue added on. It just gets literally no dice. So it's a skill die, 3 or less. Let's see if he hits first of all. Okay, fine. He's petrified. He is too scared to do anything of use. But on the plus side, he didn't accidentally shoot one of the people trying to save him. Last survivor activation for Battle Round 1, not much to cover here. The scavenger activated, he moved over here and then initiated a charge to help out Pennyworth with the Mutant Hound there. Took a green die for his charge bonus but can't attack this turn. So it's over to the other Mutant Hound to end off Battle Round 1 fully. So that Super Mutant Hound moved and then initiated a charge to get in there with the scavenger, so there's no numbers advantage there now. Everybody is locked in combat. It's going to get very messy in Battle Round 2. And let's see what event is applying for Battle Round 2 before we move on. It is Lost Supplies. A beacon starts emanating from a small supply crate. Wait, isn't this the one we had last time? This is the one we had. I have shuffled these, but that's the one. We definitely had that one last time because I remember referencing Crate-chan, which is from Fallout 76. Let's draw another one, just so it's not one we've seen. Rugged Rubble. The area has staged many a conflict in the past. Merely passing through can disturb the dormant threats from yesterday's wars. Draw a danger card and a random model belonging to the player without the advantage marker is affected. Both teams have the same number of miniatures, so I guess we'll just roll a die to see who the danger card affects, although let me go draw one first. Alright, here's the danger card. 1, 2, 3, it's me. 4, 5, 6 is the Super Mutants. Oh dear. Alright, so it was chosen at random on the side, so that has priority or doesn't have priority. Let me just reach over here and read this card again. Without the advantage. Okay, so that means the Super Mutants are going first next turn as well. Fair enough. A random model, so we'll randomize. Let's do that first actually. Anything other than a 6, I'll reroll, but we'll just count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So that is Pennyworth that is doing this danger card. Lever action. Your footstep causes a seesaw-like trap to start tipping over a barrel of radioactive sludge, which will pop the lid open. Either jump back and gain stun, or stop the barrel. He is immune to radiation damage, so he'll just take the 2 radiation damage and have nothing happen. And with that, we're into Battle Round 2. So Battle Round 2 started with the Super Mutants, and it's this Super Mutant right here who wants to act. And rather than shoot into the melee and risk shooting his own dogs, he is going to get into a bolt action pipe rifle fight with the settler down there. Now I thought she was still in cover, although looking at the angle he has, I don't think enough of her is obscured to count that for cover. So he's doing 2 long range shots, just 1 extra bonus black die. He needs 4s or less. First shot is not a 4 or less. That would also trigger her being able to shoot back, I think, with the pair, but we'll do that in a second. And the other one is the literally exact same roll and is also a miss. So yeah, she's going to fire back. She rolls the same dice, but it's skill -2 because of the pair, which would put her at a 4. And she actually got it with, but you can't get a quick action off a quick action. With 1 bonus damage, if he doesn't block any of this, I think he's dead, because he has 1 armor. He didn't block any, so that is 3 damage With the 3 he has, that's 6. Yeah, that super mutant is actually dead. I'm going to double check that she can do that, but if she can, yeah, he's gone. So for the survivors, the first activation I'm going to do is the sole survivor loner, because I want him to be able to take out the brute if possible, and because if that's done, both super mutants are dead, and we immediately get the free agent as, well, sorry, a free agent. The enslaved tech becomes a free tech, and he's ours. Although we don't instantly win, we still have to get him off the board, which I believe I didn't cover. We have to get him within orange of this end of the board, and it's this end of the board because reinforcements with super mutants will come in from the top end. So we're escaping to the south. So we come right here. I also need to double check if the perk he has affects close combat. It does not. So he's getting lots of dice though. So he's got just a machete on him. So we've got the skill die. The machete adds a green and a black. He is outnumbering the brute for a black, and for whatever reason he's 7+ strength. He's 7 on the dot, so he gets an extra black for being super strong. I don't know. So 7 or less first attack. That is a success with 2 extra damage and breaking 1 armor. That could be enough on its own. So he's breaking 1 armor. The brute has 2 armor, so he can block 1 of it, which he does. So he still takes 2 damage. That's not enough to kill him. 5, 6, 7. No, he has 1 left. So we need this other hit to do 1 damage. Can he do quick action attacks? No, he'll have to do a prepare. That is a 9, 8, 7, 6. It did actually hit for 2 extra damage again, so even if he fully blocks, 1 damage still gets through, and that means the brute is dead, and the enslaved tech, whose card I actually have right here, he switches to survivor, and as a result of that he gets +1 endurance, so he has 4 health instead of 3, and +1 physical armor. He's not given more clothes to wear though, he's wearing that for life. But he is ours, so he's now another activation, and the super mutants are outnumbered, and their reinforcements are still a few turns away. So of the 2 super mutant hounds, the first of the 2 to activate is the one that's fighting Pennyworth. So he is doing 2 dog bites in on him. There's no outnumbered bonus because there's an equal number of people engaged in the combat over here, and he needs a 6 or less on his first bite. That is a success. Does the nuke do anything? Break an arm. Can you break the armor of a robot? I'm actually not 100% sure. Also breaks 1 armor on poor Pennyworth and does an extra bit of damage. He has 3 physical armor, so that's down to 2. And he does actually block 2 damage, so he only takes 1 damage in total from the first bite. I'll quickly try and look into between cuts whether robots can suffer arm breakages, because I believe that's -2 to all his skills for the rest of the game. That also hits for 2 extra damage. The bottle cap does nothing. Well, actually it would cancel repairs. 3 armor. He blocks 2 of it, of the potential 3 damage, so that's 1 damage through on that as well. So Pennyworth has taken 2 damage. So yeah, broken arms do indeed affect robots, and you need a robot repair kit to fix it in battle. So Pennyworth is going to be -2 to all skills for the rest of the game, which is bad. So I'm going to go with the scavenger, but he's going to attack the hound that is already went. He's using a pipe wrench. I don't think I mentioned that both of them had pipe wrenches in this video, but I have previously. That's part of their standard kit. Green die thrown in for his charge bonus from last time, so just his first attack has it. And it is 4s, I think. Yep, 4s. So the first one is unfortunately down to a 5, and then we lose that green bonus. And then 4s for the other attack. 6 becomes a 5 again. Oh dear, nothing. Well, obviously it's the other mutant hound activating. He had a green charge bonus. I've removed the marker already, but he's going to attack the scavenger. So mutant hound bite plus the green die for his charge bonus, and he is needing 6s. First attack. That is definitely through with 1 armor break. Now he has super armor, and his base armor is 2 on the scavenger. So he's at 1 + 1. Nope, so it's just a 1, so he ignores 1 of the damage. So he's taken 1 so far, and then it's the same again, minus the green die. 1 damage so far. 8 becomes a 7. Is that enough? What was it? No, it's a 6. So the second bite missed, but he did take 1 damage, and his super armor is gone. So it's just my survivor units now. Dog meat activated first. He moved down to the corner here and then initiated a charge. Dog type units do not need line of sight to initiate a charge because they're a sense of smell, and charge range blue was more than enough for him to engage with that mutant hound there. He's taken a black die as his charge bonus, but can't attack this turn. So our newly rescued free tech that has been saved technically, although we still need to get out of here, he's moved into base to base with that item there, and he's going to reveal it. Because why not take some loot with you as you leave? So let's see what it is. Oh, come on. Okay, it's a danger card. I'll go draw one of them. Danger card selected at random. Remote control. You catch yourself just before you step on a C4 detonator. If there's a detonator here, where's the explosive? Do you step on it anyway? If so, scatter direction and roll the armor dice to determine distance from what caused the danger. Yellow, no distance. Red, off table. At location, resolve an explosion. Okay, that's confusing. Do you step on it anyway? If so... Wait, can you choose not to? I'm not sure. I guess you've already kicked it because it says that. Alright, well let's roll the red die then real quick. I'll have to stretch over. I'll just roll it here. That's a 3. So that is, it scatters red. So, random direction red. Do I have my random direction die here? I do not. I need to go grab it. Random direction. Down that way red means that it's not going to catch anybody. Because it will explode in this building here. Because it's range orange. No, sorry, it's range yellow. Yellow after coming down here. Like range red would put it. It's not going to hit the sole survivor. That's not hitting him. Alright, it's not going to hit anybody, thankfully. Second last activation was the settler who decided not to try and shoot into that mess over there. And instead, because we've got a chance here, went over here and will next turn be revealing this item to hopefully find something to scavenge and take away with us. So it's over to Pennyworth to end battle round 2. So despite having a broken arm, Pennyworth into this mutant hound, he does have advantage. So Mr. Handy Buzzsaw, skill die, yellow die, outnumber bonus is green, and normally he would need 6s, and with his broken arm he is down to 4s. First attack is a success with an armor break. So, how much mutant hounds have 1 armor, so that's straight through. The Mr. Handy Buzzsaw does 2 damage. Next attack. 6 down to 5. Is that good enough? That is not good enough by 1. But he still managed to do 2 damage, so that's not too shabby. And that does take us to the end of the turn, so we'll be drawing an event card. So let's see what will be affecting the battlefield in turn 3. Blustery wind. The whirling squall will pass soon enough, but for now it is hard to run. When performing charge, distance is 1 colour shorter. That probably won't matter, but on the off chance, we'll leave that up on the table and go into battle round 3. So battle round 3 starts with the super mutants having priority, and I think I said at the top of the video that super mutant reinforcements would arrive at the end of battle round 4. They're going to arrive at the start, just because otherwise the hounds are eventually going to go down. But anyway, this hound here is activating. He wants to attack recklessly still, so he's going after Pennyworth. No outnumbered bonus. 6s or less. First bite is a success with an armor break. That probably does something. That breaks his arm again. 2 armor breaks, in fact. So that is... He's still got 1 physical armor left, so he can block 1 of the damage. He does not, so he takes 2 damage from that. How much health does Pennyworth have anyway? He has 6. So he's got 2 health left. And that is another success with an armor break, so he has 2 physical armor left. He blocked 1 of it. That wasn't that. Yeah, that was an armor break. So he blocked 1. So he took 3 damage in total. He is left with 1 health left. But he lived, at the very least. Well, fearing he's not long for this battlefield, Pennyworth activated, and with the outnumbered bonus, Mr. Handy Buzzsaw, he's going to attack the one that's wounded. They only have 5 HP. So if he gets 2 good hits, he could kill them. But of course, he still has that broken arm. You don't add on a second one, as far as I'm aware. So he needs 4s, because normally we'd need 6s. That is a success with an armor break, and hounds only have 1 armor break, so that's 2 damage right there. As long as it gets 1 damage with this, it dies. And he hit, but it can block. Oh, even if they block, they only have 1 armor, so 1 damage still would have went through. Yes. So he has killed that mutant hound, and that means he will live, because the other one is engaged with the scavenger. It's the other mutant hound's turn. He wants to eat the scavenger. That's just the standard dog bite for a mutant, well, mutant hound bite. And he needs 6s. First bite is a 7 with no minus, he misses. Second bite, even 6s. An 8 with no minuses. Okay, he's done. So it's all my settlers. Dogmeat's going first. He charged into the mutant hound, and his second action for the turn is all these dice. So you've got the standard dice, then you've got a black for his charge bonus and an extra green for outnumbering the mutant hound, and he needs 6s. And that is a fail with a quick action, which is really bad, but at least he can react off of it. Well, we're sticking over here. The scavenger is attacking. Outnumbered bonus plus the pipe wrench giving a yellow, and it is 4s or less. First attack. That is a success with a triple armor break, so the damage just goes through, which for the pipe wrench is 2. So that's the first 2 damage. And then the other attack, that is also a success with double armor break, so that also goes through. It gives him a quick action, which doesn't really matter, but 4 of the 5 damage done to that mutant hound there. The free tech activated, and he is faster in general than every other human because he moves red, although his charge distance is also red. But he just double moved, and down here, he's not out yet. The next turn though, he will be safe. The Soul Survivor Loner activated, and he is following suit, just escaping getting out the map with the free tech down there. We're pointing out as soon as the free tech also became one of the survivors, he lost his perk bonus. Not that it matters, but just pointing out that's how it works, because he would have an ally that's not a dog within radius. So the last activation for the turn already is the settler down here. She's going to examine this. Oh, nothing. Well, I guess it's a good thing because we haven't used the frag grenade and that will let us retain it. Will she shoot into the melee? No, she will not. You know, let's just do this live. She's just going to move. I guess she can move over here to help out if it survives another turn. Let's go over there, and that does take us to the end of the turn. So as we go into battle round 4, the super mutants that also lived at the camp are back from their patrols, or killing and murdering and pillaging, whatever it is they do in the day. They found that their free tech or enslaved tech is gone and their friends are dead. So now they're here and are going to cause problems, although we're hopefully just about to leave. But we still have to draw an event card, so let's come down here, draw the top card. Lucky Find. Glancing down, something pokes from the ground nearby. Select a model at random. If not engaged, model gains an item drawn from the wasteland. Otherwise, place item face up orange distance away. Select a model at random, right? And if it's not engaged. Okay, let me grab a d6 real quick. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was 1, 2. Unfortunately, it's engaged. So we have to place an item within orange, and you can examine it to get an item. Okay. So although a bunch of super mutant reinforcements arrived, we're still counting that the super mutants will go first. The sole surviving dog here, before he goes down, he's going to try and bite the scavenger's face off. Standard dog bite, 6 or less. And that is an instant fail with a quick action. And then the other one, exactly the same. Quick action, but entirely failed. Oh well, nothing for him then. Well, we're going to try and put this puppy to bed. We're going to activate dog meat, outnumbered bonus on top of a normal dog bite. He just needs to do 1 damage with one of these 2 attacks, 6 or less. That's a 3 with a -3. Ignores the 1 armor the hound has, so it does 2 damage. The hound is down. Oh yeah, sorry, and dog meat obviously still has 1 action left, so he's just going to scarper along here. Well, the mutant hound that is back home ran in twice to see where his friends were and has sadly discovered they're dead and is now barking, but probably isn't going to do much else. We can actually just now initiate a leave, and no one else is going to get a good shot, probably. But let's see, because I want to ideally grab a couple of items before we go. Alright, it's a bit of a risky play, but Codsworth is going to turn over this item. It is pass a perception check, is that? And if you fail, you get a danger card plus an item. If you pass, you just get an item. What is... Did I say Codsworth again? Pennyworth. What is his... Can he do it for a start? Yes, he has a massive perception skill of 8. Let's just roll this. He failed with a quick action, so I have to get a danger card. This may have been a mistake, because if it does damage, he dies. Danger card. Well, he gets knocked out of the battle. Jagged Edge. Sharpened corroded twists of reinforced steel protrude from the ground. Do you risk moving quickly or go slow? Go slow, you get stunned. I'll instantly take that. Although the negative is just a broken leg, so it wouldn't have killed him anyway. We'll just take the stun and move on. The super mutant activated and moved up twice, wondering where on earth everyone else is very confused, but is otherwise done. So this is technically the last activation that needs to happen. The scavenger is going to move to the guaranteed item. I have an assortment of item cards here. There's so many, but I just grabbed a chunk at random. That they have been shuffled, so we're just going to grab at random. He has found... Oh, another pipe wrench. Well, I can say for sure we're not grabbing another pipe wrench and taking it home. Although actually, it's better than the machete the Soul Survivor is using. But then we'd have to get rid of the frag grenade. Maybe we will hold on to it. So for now he holds on to it until the battle ends. A super mutant technically would activate now. At best, the pipe rifle one might be able to shoot down long at him. the Soul Survivor still has his super armor. He's not going to die from it. So we can just say the free tech activates, walk, walk, and we are out of here. So here's our intrepid team of survivors as they flee the battlefield, successfully rescuing the former enslaved tech, now a free tech, who is incredibly generous and also thankful to be out of that nightmare, pays them 200 caps to put towards settlement, and asks to stay there with them. We have one maintenance shed, so we are allowed to maintain, or retain rather, one piece of equipment or 2 boosts found during battle. His combat shotgun is his default loadout, so that just stays. That's not being included. But the frag grenade the scavenger didn't use that we retained before is in the pool, and so is that pipe wrench we picked up right at the end there. We're only allowed to retain 1. Now I was just going to immediately keep the frag grenade, but giving the free tech a pipe wrench as well, so that he also has a close combat weapon, I think is probably the best idea. Because the machete isn't bad, it's just default 1 damage, but it rolls extra dice for potentially more damage. So I think we are going to keep that extra pipe wrench and give it to the free tech, so he has a close combat option. So although we have the 200 caps to spend, we don't spend that until the start of next time. So all that remains now is to roll that d12 and see what quests we're going to do next time. I had to go find the d12. Alright, we're re-rolling the 8 result because we just did the 8 quest. First quest is quest 7, and the other quest is quest 4. Again, isn't that the other option that existed? I'll go double check. Yeah, the quest 4 was the other option that existed last time. So once again, you can either select quest 4, Vault Dweller's Desperation, or you can pick the other option, which was quest 7, which is Raiders Come A-Calling. So let me know in the comments which you want. I promise to try and remember Pennyworth's name going forward and don't keep on accidentally calling him Codsworth. I promise to try. I don't promise to achieve it. I promise to try. And hopefully everything was done correct. And then next time we can build up our settlement a little bit, spending those 200 caps. So let's see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. Come back for the further misadventures of the New Hope settlers. Until then, ta-ta for now.